Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Prime Time Newscast in the English language on Canal International. And we begin with our top stories. In Dom municipality located in the Sanaga Maritime Division, a man fell victim to the brutal attack of three angry chimpanzees. The incident happened while he was heading to his farm. Several disfigured. The victim narrowly escaped death and was quickly transported to the hospital. And two women are currently being treated in critical condition at the military hospital in Douala after being shot earlier Wednesday by a man in uniform. The shooting took place at Ripambel in Bono Prison neighborhood in Douala. Local authorities, including the National Gendarmerie, Police and Port Authority agents, are on the scene evaluating the damage, inspecting the area and trying to seek more or address the situation. Those who are major stories. Details right ahead.
Canal International. Canal International.
Good evening, you're watching the 6:15 edition of news in the English language on Canal International. Two women are currently being treated in critical condition at the military hospital in Douala after being shot earlier today, February 26, by a man in uniform. The shooting took place at Rimbambel in the Bono Prison neighborhood. Local authorities, including the National Gendarmerie, Police and Port Authority agents, were on the scene evaluating damage, inspecting the area and trying to understand the entire situation. More in the following story. David Mambut was found with a bloody-eyed face after a violent chimpanzee attack he endured on February 20. While heading to his farm for some work that day, he was ambushed by a group of three primates that attacked him, leaving him in that state. The victim was later discovered by forest rangers and urgently taken to the General Hospital in Yaoundé for treatment. This attack follows a similar incident that occurred over 6 months ago in Dogmongo, where an agricultural worker was also assaulted by chimpanzees.
Il y a cela 6 mois, nous avions eu un accident, Lockman.
Gaston Fabrice Otto, the regional delegate of Forest and Wildlife in Sanaga Maritime, stated that the repeated attention and take immediate action. And that was a story in Dom, a municipality where a man fell victim to the brutal attack by three angry chimpanzees. In addition, at the military hospital in Douala after being shot earlier today, February 26, 2025, by a man in the bloodstains on the piece of clothing and prayer. Two women have been shot by a man in uniform during what witnesses are describing as a manhunt. The National Gendarmerie, the Cameroonian Police and Port Authority agents are currently conducting investigations, including questioning traumatized witnesses. The authorities are working to gather more information and establish what exactly occurred during the incident.
Subitement, on a seulement suivi un coup de feu. On est venu, on a vu 2 personnes ici à terre.
The young man pursued by the man in uniform is known in the neighborhoods as a delinquent and insolent individual. It is unclear why he was targeted, but the situation turned violent. The two women who were injured in the process include a married woman and her sister-in-law, both of whom are now receiving intensive care at the military hospital in Douala. As investigations continue, local residents are left shaken by the violence and questions remain about this to confirm the exact reasons behind the attack. Abundance of rotten heaps of waste littering the streets of Cameroon's economic capital, Yaoundé, to all 7 nations' political capital, Yaoundé. More on the story with our reporter, Beatrice Ngamu.
Behind Kangsik Chinga under Yaoundé 2 trash cans are in place, both full and surrounded. Taking the straight climb up the Mokolo market, we found this other. Open, overflowing garbage space. Traders dump trash in this other. Here, garbage heaps and road users work on 50-50 space. There are times the trash takes more. It impacts business, especially for traders, direct neighbors of the overflowing dustbin. Very few buy from them. Moving further, we arrived in Melen neighborhood. The Seashu mortuary wall opposite Melen Market with its own stock. The toxic atmosphere at times carry flames and smoke. The health risk, what the population decry here.
Ça provoque des maladies. Là où c'est là, des fois les enfants viennent mettre le feu même par là.
Obili is not safe. The already bad situation worsened by the attitudes of the population.
In this locality, we only have one trash can there. Cannot be sufficient to cooperate to put it inside the trash can. They threw it anyhow.
Her blame also goes to the waste disposal company for not doing a finished job.
At times, it's giving us too much mosquitoes and odor.
The Prime Minister, February 25th, thus instructed again all the 7 mayors, city mayor, Minister of Decentralization, Urban Development and Housing and others to ensure a cleaner and modern capital city worth the name.
The light of the day with the ongoing reconstruction of project entering the second phase. They all expressed to brainstorm on different strategies to be put in place to improve the living conditions of the population. And during the Southwest Chiefs Conference, the called on the Ines Ondwambala
on President Paul Biya to launch his 2025 presidential election campaign in the Southwest region. The appeal was made during the General Assembly held in Limbe, where Chief also urged the head of state to run for re-election. The Prime Minister, head of government, Chief Dr. Joseph John Gute, was presented at the event by the Minister Director of Cabinet at the Prime Minister's Office, Balungeli Confiance Bune. BR candidates launched campaign here. In a strongly worded motion, the Southwest Chief highlighted the President's confidence in the region, particularly through the appointment of their illustrious son, Chief Dr. Joseph John Gute, as Prime Minister. They also acknowledged the efforts made to restore peace, including the presidential plan for the reconstruction and development of the Northwest and Southwest regions. Delivering the Prime Minister's message, Minister Balungeli Confiance Bune emphasized the need for peace, wisdom, and custodians of tradition. Minister Balungeli underscored the strides made to address the crisis in the English-speaking part of Cameroon. He cited key initiatives from the major national dialogue, including the creation of the National School of Local Administration, NASLA, and the establishment of disarmament centers. On reconstruction efforts, he highlighted the tangible results of the presidential plan for the reconstruction and development of the Northwest and Southwest region, which has led to the rehabilitation of schools, hospitals, religious centers, social facilities, and markets destroyed during the conflict. He further noted that the next phase of the plan, supported by the Islamic Development Bank, is anticipated Limbe Deep Seaport project. During the landmark General Assembly of the Southwest Chiefs Conference, SWEC elected His Royal Majesty Chief Dr. Mukube Amado of Bafaka Balwe as its new president. His election marks the conference. Also elected was Chief Egbe Inyang, who assumes the role of Vice President. The transition follows SWEC rotationally leadership model, with Zian Division now taking center stage. The chief expressed deep appreciation to the outgoing President, Chief Oben Ofonde of Manu Division, for his outstanding service and dedication to the conference.
An increasing number of parents are opting to take care of their children themselves or enroll them in daycare centers as early as 6 months old, driven by fears of maltreatment by domestic staff, while recruitment agencies are equally stepping in to breach in the gap. Concerns over safety and reliability continue to shape children's decisions, childcare decisions in many households across Cameroon. Gladys Ambo Dibang has been talking to some mothers and agencies. Her story.
For Elalilo, a mother of 3, trusting a nanny with her children is out of the question. Her fear, the risk of mistreatment.
I have never had a nanny because I do not want to share my privacy with others. Once my children are old enough for me to go out, I send them to daycare homes. From 6 months old, I enroll them in kindergarten because I feel safe when they are there.
Despite the convenience nannies and domestic workers provide, trust remains a significant hurdle.
I don't like having nannies because I fear my children might be mistreated. Some nannies can even try to lure husbands. Others don't know how to manage household chores. I used to recruit house helps through my personal connections, someone known by someone I trust. I always made sure to know where the house help lived. If she was married, I would speak with her husband. These were my key criteria. I rarely left my home entirely in her care and often made surprise visits. This vigilance once helped me save my youngest child, who was nearly killed by a house help.
But not all parents have this option. For those who have no choice but to rely on house helps and nannies, the selection process is critical.
I have never had a house help myself, but my elder sister with whom I lived had one. She preferred older women as house helps. Before hiring them, she ensured they passed the test and gathered information about their place of residence and family background.
Recruitment and placement agencies have emerged as vital players in this process, working to match families with trusted caregivers.
Know the type of person you're sending to stay with somebody, because not everybody have that good heart to stay with children. Before we have to send somebody to go and stay with somebody in the house, we really need to have some certain things that we really need to get into it, some certain information, like having somebody who can see, somebody who can sign. That means we have a paper that we already give. The person fills the form, and then we call the person responsible that can see the person, and then we send them directly to any of the police stations so that they can sign.
As trust issues continue to shape childcare decisions, many families prefer to rely on relatives rather than take risk with unfamiliar caregivers.
And in many families, nannies are part of the integral life of those families. Yet for some women in Douala, the experience of departures, leaving both sides frustrated. Now in the following story, some of women have been telling Saleh Sharifa their experiences on how they have been handling nannies or how nannies have been maltreating children.
Hiring a nanny is meant to bring stability and support to household. However, for many employers in Douala, the reality has been different. Some have seen multiple nannies come and go, unable to meet expectations or adapt to the demands of the job. Others have forced conflicts over authority, leading to difficult separations.
I stayed with her only 5 months because at the end of the day I discovered that she was not working as I wanted. We didn't have any problem, but the way she was working, I was not comfortable with it. She did not have that soft touch of cleanliness that I needed.
While a few families have managed to maintain long-term relationships, many others have struggled to find a lasting match. Personality differences, misunderstandings, and dissatisfaction with job performance have contributed to short-lived contracts.
The nanny I hired was selective about the chores I assigned her. She believed certain tasks were beneath her, which made it difficult for me to cope with her attitude, especially since I employed her to assist me.
Despite these difficulties, some employers have found ways to foster better relationships with their staff, often through mutual respect and communication.
As a professional nanny, I have never experienced physical maltreatment. However, psychological maltreatment can occur, often coming from children or employers when they express their frustration or anger towards us.
Yet, for many women in Douala, the search for reliable household help remains an ongoing challenge, shaped by issues of trust, expectations, and fair treatment. Until working conditions improve for both sides, the cycle of hiring and losing nannies is unlikely to end.
And in the littoral region, women continue to face daily challenges, juggling family responsibilities, striving for equal rights, and overcoming social and economic barriers. Today, February 26, 2025, women gathered in Douala to mark the official launch of the 40th edition of the International Women's Day. Let's watch. This struggle for gender equality remains at the heart of women's experiences in Cameroon. Despite significant progress, women still face immense challenges in various areas of life. Whether it's battling stereotypes, fighting for equal pay, or navigating social expectations, the road to full employment remains long and difficult. On February 26, women in the littoral region came together for the official launch of the 2025 International Women's Day, discussing the theme, rights, equality, and empowerment, and its relevance in their daily lives.
What is very important also is to explain to everyone, every lady, that it's important to have insurance, because if you don't have a good health, you cannot produce, you cannot work.
The event was a space for women to reflect on their ongoing struggles and triumphs. For many, the theme was a reminder of their responsibility to continue advocating for equal rights and opportunities for all women and girls. It wasn't just a call for change, it was a reflection of the efforts women have been making every day to break barriers and uplift one another.
All ladies to be at Lycée Technique Kumasi, and to make sure that every lady, every woman, every young woman is informed that the health is the main factor of empowerment.
For some women, the theme represents a personal pledge to actively reflect the values of rights, equality, and empowerment in their actions. For others, it felt like a continuation of the work they had been doing for years, laying the foundation for a future where every woman and girl has the opportunity to strive. And that report brings us to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal de International. Thanks so much for watching. But take another rendezvous, same time tomorrow. Good night.